Hi everybody. So we're going to be making our hot chocolate recipe. This is a Disney hot chocolate recipe that I've been making for a few years now. We love drinking it when it's the winter season. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how it's made. I already shared the recipe with you guys. I've already preset everything out. I have my dry ingredients here. I remember the sugar this time. So the sugar and the cocoa powder are mixed together. What I did is I have the recipe that I put up for you guys to see. Since I'm going to be using the two different milks, I just split the recipe in half. That way I already had everything ready to go for you guys. So I'm going to start with Drew's. His is using a regular low-fat milk. And that's going to be 1 cup. First, you're going to put in your wet ingredients into the pot to heat them up. You want to make sure that you watch it closely so that it doesn't boil. You just want to warm up the milks. And then we'll do 1/4 of heavy whipping cream. And we're going to do 1/2 can of the sweetened condensed milk. Okay, making sure I called it right. I don't use it that often. Perfect. And I'm just going to keep mixing this until it gets hot. So the recipe calls for granulated milk chocolate. I didn't want to granulate it. I've done it in the past, but it becomes a little messy. So I'm just going to throw in a chunk of a Hershey bar. And then that will melt in the hot chocolate. It makes it taste delicious. This is not a healthy hot chocolate, although you could do some substitutions like I'm doing of having fat-free. You have the option of using almond milk. Unfortunately, I haven't found a healthier version of heavy whipping cream. Sugar, you could probably use a sugar substitute if you're not able to have so much sugar. I know that there are some cocoa powders that Trader Joe's sells that is like lower in sugar, organic. So you're able to play around and substitute as you like, and that's the best part about cooking. A lot of times I don't even go based on the exact recipes. I just eyeball it. I look at what the ingredients are, and then I just add depending on what I think it needs or how I think we're going to enjoy it. Okay, so I already see this heating up. I'm going to lower the heat a little. I'm going to go ahead and add in our cocoa powder and our sugar mixture. I'm just going to mix this all up so that it mixes in together. We got all the little lumps out. I'm also going to go ahead and add in the chocolate because this will take a little bit of time for it to melt. And a dash of vanilla extract. And this is definitely just eyeballing the vanilla extract because it called for 1/8 in the recipe. And I don't have a measuring cup to measure such a small quantity, so I figured I would just eyeball it. How can you go bad with vanilla, right? I think the chocolate is actually almost melted, so that means we're almost done. You can also add cinnamon to it if you like. I know that Drew isn't a fan of cinnamon, so I'm not gonna add any to his. And like I mentioned earlier, you can always add some peppermints to your hot chocolate, and I just made a mess. You could add peppermint to the hot chocolate, which gives it a peppermint flavor. And this is what I'm gonna do to my hot chocolate. It's not cooking and having fun in the kitchen if you're not making a mess, right? Perfect. So it doesn't take that long to make. It's literally just heating it up and making sure that the chocolate melts into it. So this one is already done. And I'm gonna go ahead and transfer it off the heat so that then I can make mine. And then I'll just warm it up a little bit before I put it into the cup. So let me get the wet ingredients for mine. I'm gonna do 1 cup of almond milk. And like I mentioned before, I use almond milk just out of preference. I do dairy-free when I can and low-fat when I can. It's not because I have a sensitivity to it. So that's why I'm using the same measuring cup that I used before with the milk, because I don't have an allergy. If you do have a sensitivity to dairy, you definitely want to make sure you use separate mixing cups, because that can make you sick. 1/4 of heavy whipping cream. If you know of any substitutes for heavy whipping cream, please let me know. I'll be interested in finding out about it. And the sweetened condensed milk. And then once this warms up, we're gonna go ahead and add in our dry ingredients. And there's a lot of different variations that you could actually make to the hot chocolate if you wanted to make it an adult variation of a hot chocolate. You're also able to add some either Irish cream or Kahlua to it, or you can even do rum chata. Make a hot chocolate with any creamed liqueur. It'll add, or even if you had like a Godiva chocolate, crema de cacao, it'll give it a different flavor and make it a little more exciting for adults. And this is another one that we've used, Irish cream. Oh, or you could do strawberry and chocolate hot chocolate. That would be good. Pass that back to my assistant. I don't know about you guys. This is one thing that I look forward to during the holiday season and when it's colder weather. I like drinking hot chocolate and either going for a nice walk or sitting on the couch, enjoying a nice movie, a holiday movie. One of our favorites is Home Alone. I also like the Santa Claus.
Die Hard.
Die Hard is not a holiday movie.
Nope.
The Grinch.
It is a holiday movie.
It's a holiday movie for Drew. Okay, so I see my milk is starting to steam. And again, we're mixing it continuously. That way we make sure that it doesn't burn, and we want the heat to distribute evenly in the milk. We don't want it to boil, because then it'll actually make the milk go bad. Okay, so let me lower the heat a little bit since now we're steaming. I'm gonna go ahead and add in my sugar and cocoa powder mixture. And I'm gonna add in my chocolate. If you have another favorite recipe for hot chocolates, please make sure to share it with us. I'll be definitely interested in trying out a new recipe. This is the one that I have found that I've enjoyed the most. So it's the one that I keep making. But definitely I'm interested in trying out any new recipes. I know Drew tends to like white hot chocolate. So if you have a recipe for white hot chocolate, that would be exciting for us to try out and to make. Oh, almost forgot my little dash of vanilla. And I am gonna add a little bit of cinnamon to mine. And then once I put it in the cup is when I'll add the peppermint stick. So that way I can enjoy it. The heat from the hot chocolate would actually melt the peppermint stick inside of the cup. Perfect. So that's it. That's our Disney recipe of hot chocolate. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night.